Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. My lovies, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for the love. Oh my god. Oh my god, thank you so much for the love, people. Like, I never expected it, but then you guys showed so much love and so much interest into what I do. So that's why I decided, let's have a get to know me tag. So without wasting time, let's get back to it. My name is Ruti Morobeti. I'm a real estate agent in Midrand with angle and focus. So I think I just answered one of the questions. So guys, I wrote your questions down on my phone. I'm gonna be looking down on my phone. I hope it doesn't disturb us so that I can answer all. I'm going to answer few because I don't want this to be super long. So if I didn't answer your question, we'll answer it next time. Or part 2, I don't know, something. Okay, honey, so let's start again. I'm gonna answer the obvious one. What is your full name? My full name is Alet Rutani Murobeti, and yeah, I go by the name Ruti Murobeti or Rutani. Most of the people know me as Ruti. Okay, half of the people know me as Ruti, and half of the people know me as Rutani. So whichever one you are comfortable with, I'm fine with it. So the second question says, one quote you live by. The quote that I live by is that you only live once, but if you do it correctly, once is enough. I feel like if you do everything and you give it all your all, it's always enough for you to say, I've done that. So that's the quote that I live for. So everything that I do, I try to make sure that I do it the right way at the first time. How old are you? Honey, it's on my highlights. If you don't follow me on Instagram or you don't check me out, please check it out. So every single year I do a highlight about my age. So last year it was I'm 29. This year we are on the 3rd floor, honey. I'm 30. So I turned 30 on the 23rd of June this year. So I'm a 30 hun. I'm a 30 bay. Bye to my 20s. Okay. What do you do for a living? Okay, this is what I've just answered on my video, and if you haven't watched it, you can go watch it back and you're gonna know how I started and what I do. But then, long story short, I am a woman that wears many different hats. So my main sources of income come from my software business. I'm a software lady, and then I also do real estate. So those are the two things that I do for a living, and of course I live. Yeah, so that's the two things that I do. I'm a software girl and I also do real estate. And what are your biggest fears? To be honest, my biggest fear is to fail. My biggest fear is to fail. Like, I feel like I'm so scared of failure so much that I am obsessed with doing, like, giving it my all. I'm obsessed with not giving up. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna put this, but then I'm so scared to fail that sometimes I push myself extra hard for me to actually achieve what I'm supposed to do. Like, it takes so long for me to draw the line and say, count this as a failure. And I don't think in this stage in time, there's certain things that I say I allow myself to accept that is a failure. I just allow myself to say it was not for me. But I'm so scared of failing and not trying. And then this one, how can one save up for a car? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my word. I wish I can say there's an easier way to do it, but there isn't, honestly. Personally, how I saved up for my car is that I had to stop a lot of things that I love. Like, I had to stop a whole lot of things, and I feel like I lost so many people and friends during that process because I was so focused into achieving what I wanted, to a point where, like, I was no longer socially available. Like, I couldn't go to certain places that I used to go, and I couldn't afford some outings or some lunches. and stuff like that, So it's just a matter of having to know what is important and what is not important, and don't buy something that you don't afford in the name of I saved up for it. So I think this is more into finance. So okay, for example, on my software business, I'm a financial officer, so I do a lot of budgeting and stuff like that, and I develop sometimes. So I think we can have a how to save series somewhere, or how I do my savings or my budgeting. Yeah, maybe. I think we can do that in order for me to actually answer your question correctly. But then for now, start off by cutting off the things that you feel like they're not important to you and they're not going to serve the purpose. Then you can start saving off. I mean, of course, it depends on what you want and how much you earn and how many sources of income you have, but then it doesn't limit you either way. Right, so the other one says, have you ever experienced self-doubt? Oh yes, I have. I recently did experience self-doubt. I think last year was one of the years where I feel like I went through the most of things that I did not expect that I would go through. So I did experience a lot of self-doubt. It affected all my businesses, more especially real estate. I don't think I was producing as much as I feel like I could have. So that made me doubt myself. It made me doubt where I am. It made me doubt whether I'm the right fit for the organization. But either way, I woke up and I'm fine. So yeah, most of the time I do. But then I always remind myself that God is watching no matter what. So yeah. Oh, you guys love things. Okay, this one says single or taken. Definitely not single, so taken. What drives you? Oh, what drives me is good life, man. I love good things. I love good life, man. I love good things. So what drives me is, you can say money. We can say money, but then what drives me is that I love good things. I love expensive things, so that makes me not want to sleep. So that's one thing that drives me. Like when I sleep and I remember the things that I want, honey, I wake up like I strive, money. But I feel like what drives me, it's money, aka good life. Yeah. And then this one says, which country have you been at and why did you stop traveling? Oh, I miss that part of my life. I definitely do. I miss that part of my life. So I've been in Europe. I've been in France. I've been in California. I've been in Namibia, Angola, and what? I forgot. But then yeah. So yeah, I've been in those places. And the reason why I stopped traveling is not, I won't blame COVID, for example. I think the switch in my career is the thing that made me stop traveling, because on the other side, I used to travel a lot. Like most of my partners were abroad, and you have to seek new opportunities that side. So that's why I used to travel a lot. But now, when I switch my career, I mean, I can't say I'm going to the United States to find a listing. So it actually limited my traveling to, because now I'm based in Midrand, so I have to spend most of my time here. Like, it's even so difficult for me to drive home. By the way, I'm from Brenda, so it's difficult for me to actually drive home because my business is here, and then this is where, and you know how real estate is, it's like you keep on running around. So yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I stopped traveling. And of course COVID happened, but COVID is not the main reason why I stopped traveling. It's simply because I switched careers, and then now instead of me traveling to the UK, for example, someone else have to do it because I'm no longer full involved on that other end of business, right? So yeah, that's one of the reasons. And I forgot most of the places I've been at. If I pre-read these questions, I'll probably have wrote it down, but those are some of the places I've been at. I love this one. It says Mac or a BM. Who want to take a guess? Who want to take? It's obvious I drive a Mac, so yeah. Mac for me. And then I know my honeys that have BMs, and I love them. I love it for them. I love it for them. One day is one day. But for now, my heart goes with Mac. Okay, let's take two last more. What advice will you give to 20 years old you? Whew. What was I doing when I was 20? Okay. I would advise myself to be... Okay, the most important advice I wish I knew on my 20s, let me switch it up. What I wish I knew in my 20s was financial knowledge. I wish I knew financial knowledge in my 20s. I wish I knew investment. I knew how to invest, how to use my money, how to prevent myself from getting into bad credits. I wish someone have taught me those things, because I feel like a lot of time when we in our 20s, we just graduated. Most of those that are lucky, they get a job, internship, and then they get into so much debt that their credit record is messed up, or they don't, but then they hardly even save. And remember, most of the time when you are in your 20s, you literally stay home or you stay somewhere with people. You're not worried about much of rentals and stuff like that, if you are fortunate enough. Of course, our situations are different, but then in my case, in my 20s, I was staying at rest. I had a job, and I spent recklessly. I got myself into some debts, I had all the debts that you can think of: your credit cards, your clothing account. I had everything, your revolving loans, everything that you can think about. I had all of those things, and the only thing that I remember that I can say I used that money for, that was important, was buying a car. But then the car didn't even cost half of that money. But then if I knew how to invest, if I knew the things that I should do in my 20s, like saving up and stuff like that, I feel like my adulthood would have been much easier, because I had a job, I had support from my mom, from my family, from my brother. So I didn't really have a lot of responsibilities then. But then I didn't know. So that's the advice that I'll give to all the 20-year-olds, that start being very, very financially smart, start knowing what you want, and start consulting. Like, get to know how to invest at your age of 20. I mean, guys, investment doesn't have to mean you have to have millions. You can start investing from 100 rands. You can invest anything. So yeah, I wish I knew that in my 20s. I wish. I'm just glad that now I know, and I've done so much difference on it. But I wish I knew that in my 20s, because I'll be far. The last question says I can't believe this is going to be the last question. Would you rather date short or tall guy? Oh my way. I need a drink. I need a drink. Okay. I'll start by answering the question. Then I'll explain myself. I'd rather date a tall guy. I'm very tall. I'm a tall girl. I'm a tall hun. So I'm tall. But I've dated both. I've dated both. And hey, Sana. Hey, the short people. Y'all are aggressive. Y'all are nasty. So, no offense, but then, okay, my preference is tall. I've dated both, so I know what I'm talking about. Let's just leave this story for another time. Like, but then, akumnandi kwa short, like, no, not for me. Like, I don't like the aggressiveness. I mean, I'm sorry. Plus, again, I'm a tall hand myself, so yeah. Anyway, my honeys, my lovies, thank you very much for watching. I thought I should do this get to know me tag, so that we can have some fun. I mean, and a lot of you showed so much interest into what I do, and that's why I'm here. So if I didn't answer your question once again, my lovey, I apologize. I'm gonna try to answer it on Instagram, or maybe have a part 2. But anyway, I love you. Don't forget to subscribe, to comment, share my videos, and you can suggest anything that we're going to talk about. I don't want us to have a whole lot of intense conversations here. Of course, we have to uplift each other, we have to teach each other a thing or two, but feel free to follow me on my social media. Mwah. Thank you for watching, my lovies. See you on the next one.